Hello fellow food lovers. Today I will be making canned tuna fried rice. You will need 1 can of tuna, 2 cups of day-old rice, a pinch of salt, 2 pieces garlic, a quarter of a medium onion, and a quarter cup of green olives. So we have a can of tuna. We're going to drain the water. We want it to be dry before we add it to the fried rice. We got 2 cups of day-old rice. So you want to make sure it's day-old. If you make it fresh, it won't work as well for fried rice. It'll get all sticky and clumpy. So we got 2 pieces of garlic. I'm gonna smash the garlic, and then I'll chop it up. If you do have to use same-day rice, what you could do is kind of spread it out on a plate or a small tray and put it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and it should be as good as day-old rice. So we're gonna take a quarter of an onion, and we're gonna cut it into small pieces. So yeah, don't cut the onion into strips or chunks. Cut it into a fine mince. Not overly fine, but let me a coarse mince. And we're gonna need a quarter cup of green olives as well. Okay, so let's get cooking. So I have the wok on high heat. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. And I'm gonna add the aromatics. I'm gonna add the garlic and the onion. So this is kind of a take of a childhood dish I used to have. When I was a kid, I'd usually have canned tuna over steamed rice with a pinch of salt and a splash of oil. And it was kind of my comfort food. Oh, so good. And sometimes I'll add some raw chopped onions as well. Okay, so the onion's been frying for a couple of minutes. It's nice and brown. Make sure you don't burn it, and then you're gonna add the day-old rice. So 2 cups. So the secret to making fried rice is to never put too much rice in the wok. So the wok I use is kind of the size of most home woks, and 2 to maybe 3 cups of rice would be perfect to make fried rice. Don't try and fill the wok with 5-6 cups of rice. It won't fry properly. If you have a bunch of people to make fried rice for, you can make it in batches. So make it in batches of maybe 3 cups each, 2 to 3 cups each. Because it's easier to fry if it's not as overloaded with rice in the wok. Yeah, so this is kind of an upgraded version of the rice and tuna dish I used to eat when I was a kid. So back then it was just steamed rice with canned tuna. So I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Now I use fried rice, and it gives it a nice smoky flavor along with the garlic and the onion. Okay, so I've been frying the rice for a few minutes. You want to turn it over and make sure that everything from the bottom comes up and everything from the top comes down. So once the rice has gone to a nice kind of light brown color, you can add the tuna. And again, make sure that the tuna is drained, there's no water, otherwise you're going to make the fried rice all wet. And a good fried rice is kind of on the dry side. If you like, you can add a fried egg to this, or a scrambled egg. You just make the egg before you make the fried rice, and then you can add it at the end. A good fried rice will usually have egg in it. Okay, so make sure that the tuna is well mixed in with the fried rice. Then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of green olives. And this is my take on this dish. I think olives go really well with rice, and it goes well with tuna. So why not, eh? Okay, so I'm going to toss the rice around, make sure that the olives are mixed into it. And then the dish is pretty much done. So I'm going to transfer it over onto a plate. And with fried rice, you can make it with anything in it. Sometimes you can make it as an empty your fridge fried rice with anything that's left over, like, you know, what's left over of a chicken, or if there's ham in your fridge, green onion, any kind of veggies would just go right well with fried rice. So there you go. This is my take of canned tuna fried rice. So it's just seasoned with salt, but if you want, you can add hot sauce to it at the end, whatever. Okay, bon appetit.